So what's it take to test? Karate tests, I don't know, kung fu tests, jiu-jitsu tests, all different kinds of martial arts that you take. What's it take to test? Well, for one thing, the colors back here on the wall, they have no relevancy to whatever school you're at. So you could ask me, hey, how does the belt system work? And I could tell you, you could go somewhere else and they got like an orange with polka dot and a blue with, I don't know, orange speckles or something like that on it. And they can do that because rank, if you look over here at these sheets, these are all of our sheets for requirements that you're supposed to know to get your next belt. So the thing is with rank is that a lot of people, and I respect people who come in and say, look, I don't want to pay for a belt. I think that's wonderful. You shouldn't pay for a belt. However, some people come in and go, do I have to pay to test? Well, if somebody's not charging you like $100 for your first yellow belt or whatever, they got to buy the belt. The belt costs a couple of dollars at least, and there's extra time, there's extra effort, there's all that stuff that goes into it. So when you walk into a martial arts school and you've had previous experience and you go, well, they're just trying to make money off me for tests. If the test fee isn't that much, people aren't rolling in money from your test fee. Okay. If it was like $300 for that first belt, I would say you're getting flim-flammed. But, there has to be some kind of fee for the test. Now, I know some teachers are enlightened and they don't do that kind of thing, and that's great. And many, many, many teachers would just not charge you at all if they didn't have to. But, the thing is the school, it costs money. The space costs money. The lights, everything costs money. So you can't hate your teacher for charging you something to test. But on the other hand, what is the point of the test? Okay, what are they looking for? Well, every teacher is going to look for different things in jiu-jitsu and karate and, like I said, kung fu, taekwondo, hapkido, whatever it is you're taking. But one thing that we do that I feel is probably universal is that you have to do better than you could have done coming in. So I've had athletic people come in and they say, well, I do better than that guy. That guy signed up at the same time I did, but like I'm so much better and I could whoop him and all that other stuff. But like the point was for you to learn something and get better at it, right? So when you're doing the martial arts, if you come in athletic, well, that's great. If you can do everything and you don't get tired, that's great. But that wasn't the point in you coming in. From karate, for instance, you're trying to learn your balance better. You're trying to learn a better way to have power without just relying on your muscle. You're trying to learn techniques, tactics, culture, discipline, all these things. And maybe you say, well, I don't want all that. I just want this or that. Well, that's too bad. That's what's on the sheet. Okay, so if you go into college and you say, I just want to know how to add, but I don't want a degree, okay, fine. But they're not going to give you a degree just because you know how to add. See? So you have to do better than you did when you came in. So sometimes I won't say somebody that's worse, but I'll say somebody that maybe doesn't have the same aptitude comes in, and somebody that is more athletic, maybe more, I don't know, more knowledgeable of things as far as dance and movement and all that other stuff. And they'll be mad because they'll see somebody that's 3 ranks ahead of them that they can clearly beat up. Well, that's not the point. That's not why you showed up. You showed up to learn something. Okay, you showed up to get better as a human being for yourself. And like if you're just like, oh, well, I don't need all that. I just need, well, okay, fine. You don't need it. But that's the point of testing. Now, teachers, if you're doing a stand-up martial art, let me tell you, almost every teacher is going to look at your feet. They're going to start at your feet and work their way up. If you have a poor stance, if you have poor balance, you're already on the bad side. Okay, they're going to look at where you're looking. If you're doing your forms and you're looking down like this, you're probably going to get points deducted. Okay, same thing with grappling though in jiu-jitsu and things like that. If your center of gravity isn't in the right place and your eyes and your senses aren't in the right place, you're probably not going to do so well. Okay, so there are standards, and you should just ask your teacher, well, what do you look for when we test? But quit thinking I deserve this rank because I came in and I was better. Okay, the point of the test is to become better than you were, not to become better than other people were. And if you feel like you're maybe getting cheated, okay, go to another school. But know what you're looking for, and sometimes take a second and step back and go, what is the point of this? For instance, at our higher purple belt ranks and things like that, we start requiring people to teach, and people will go, well, I'm not going to work for you for free. Well, you're not exactly keeping the business together. What you're doing is you're learning to socialize, you're learning how to communicate, you're learning how to make somebody else a little bit better, you're learning how to do what this was intended to do, which is make people safer, make people better. If it's just, striking and beating people up, well, then you just get in the cage or you do something like that. But again, even guys that get belts in the cage, they had to learn to bow, at least if they went to a good instructor. If the instructor just gave them a belt because they could fight in the cage, the instructor was just looking for notoriety, and they weren't really interested in their guy actually, or girl, passing on the martial arts correctly. So these are some of the things with testing. No, it's not a sin to charge a little something for a test. Yes, there might be too much to have to pay for a test. No, just because you're athletic and you're well built doesn't mean you deserve a rank. Yes, people that maybe are a little what you would consider below you, which, you should think about it if you feel that way about people anyway. People that are a little bit below you may pass you. Okay, so you have to look at how you're developing as a person, how you're developing in the martial arts. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Find the right school, find the right teachers. Other than that, Springfield Karate and Fitness. I hope everybody's having a good day, and we'll talk again soon.